one of the edible parts of the yucca, the flower. There are approximately 46 types of yuccas, and all of them are completely different. Some of them you can just grab the flower and eat it, but the other ones, they contain this chemical called saponin, which makes them bitter tasty and they're not very yummy. So we're going to treat them at home to make them, to get rid of these saponins so that we can eat them raw. So these flowers grow on a long stalk that comes up from the yucca part, and the stalk can grow in around like 2 weeks, and the flowers like stay on for a whole week, and then they become dry, like up there, and you see it's starting to grow the fruit, which is very hard to find in America. You may be wondering where to find such a yucca. Thing is, it's very hard to find such a big yucca. It's not so big because of how old it is, it's about where it lives. This yucca is probably around 50 years, but it's so big because of where it lives. Here in Chalkidiki, Greece, it's very arid, and it's slightly like a desert environment. This plant is very good at conserving the water, and that's why it grows so well in arid conditions. It also needs slightly acidic ground, and it uses lots of potassium and phosphorus, but it doesn't need lots of nitrogen. That's why it's such a specific plant, and in this specific place, you'll find a lot of them. So now we're going to collect some of the flowers. Make sure that they're the good types that are still yellow, and they're extremely thick petals, but we're not going to collect the whole stem since we don't want to disturb the life of this yucca. We're just going to take a couple flowers and we're going to see what we can make from them. So now that we've collected the flowers, we need to find a way to prepare them. I have found many recipes. There's clearly thousands of them. So I've chosen two that we're going to try. One that's pretty simple and one that's extremely complicated. First of all, we're going to make an omelet. It includes 4 to 6 flowers, some type of cilantro or parsley, butter or oil, whichever one you prefer for frying, onion, and 2 eggs. So the point is, we're going to take a couple flowers, we're going to chop them up, we're going to chop the parsley or cilantro and some onions, and we're going to fry them briefly. Then we're going to add the eggs, and we're going to make a sort of omelet. You can also make a scrambled egg out of them, and it'll be pretty simple, but delicious.
Look at this amazing dish my sister prepared for me.
This recipe is a bit more complicated. It's called stuffed flowers. You take approximately 25 flowers that are washed, and we remove the pistil and the stamen, but keep them for later. Then we'll also need 1/4 of a cup of onion, chopped, olive oil, 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 of a teaspoon of sumac, but you can also find other substitutes online like cumin, 2 tablespoons of green chili peppers, 1/2 cup of cream cheese, 1 beaten egg, and some flour. Now we're going to take some of the pistil and the stamen. We're going to chop them up along with onion and the green chili peppers. And we're going to briefly saute them. And we're also going to add the salt and the sumac or your substitutes. Then we're going to pour it inside of the cream cheese and mix it so it becomes a homogeneous substance. Then we're going to prepare the flours, put it inside the flours, and then we're going to close the flours. We're going to put it inside of the beaten egg, and then put some flour on top, and then we're going to fry it. It's not very healthy, but it's going to be delicious.
Wow, look at this extremely delicious yuca dish.
So this is another example of edible fruit. As you see, it's closely correlated with the flower. It comes out of the fertilized flowers. But it's very hard to find such fruit, as in places where the yuccas don't grow abundantly, there's a very low percentage of them coming up. Pulling it down so that I can grab the 2 fruit. So now that we've cooked them for some time, to test whether they're ready, we can first test that they're soft, which they are. And also, we can try them, but we'll wait till they cool down first. So most recipes say that you get rid of the seeds. But as you see, there's not really any seeds here since they're not fully ripe. So we're just going to leave them. Maybe we're going to eat them, maybe we're not.
Americans used the fruit for many purposes. One of the purposes was flour. But as you can see here, my sister created a dish for me out of the yucca. It's not ripe enough.
In this video, we discussed the incredible abilities of yucca as a food source, but it is also a good source of string, and I would suggest you look at that video. And you can also make soap out of it, which is another video that you can watch on my channel.